Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to related assertions and audit tests for PPEs. Okay, this is part 2. Let's move on and discuss what other audit tests that we need to do in relation to PPE. Okay, everyone. In this particular slide is about assertions for account balances and those related audit work that need to be done for these account balances. When we put here as account balances, it refers to those balances in the balance sheet. For example, the PPE accounts and accumulated depreciations accounts. Okay, the first assertions that we have here is relating to existence. Yeah, auditors are concerned about those figures that you have in the balance sheet for PPE. Under fixed asset there, you see that it's stated there motor vehicle of 450,000. So you want to make sure that those motor vehicle really exist. Yeah, so that's what we want to check. Yeah, so what can auditors do? What auditors can do is you can verify, you can do physical examination of these fixed asset, of those motor vehicle. Go and check whether that motor vehicle really exists. Yeah, really exists at that particular date, right? That is existence. The second one is on right and obligation. When just now the audit, the financial statement shows that they have 450,000 of motor vehicles. Well, in addition to the existence, the auditors also would want to make sure that these motor vehicles are all owned by that particular client. So what do we do? What can we check? What we can do is we can check the deeds agreement, their title documents for proof of that ownership. For motor vehicles, for cars, for example, we look at the registration card. See whether this is really owned by the organization or not, right? Then the next one is on completeness. The auditors would want to make sure that all the PPE transactions that have been recorded in that particular accounts, financial statements. All the motor vehicles are recorded there, all the furnitures and fitting are recorded there, yeah, none is being omitted. Okay, so what can we do? You need to check and by obtaining the lead schedule of the PPE, yeah, put that particular schedule and agree the total to the general ledger. Yeah, it must agree to the general ledger. That's how we reconcile that. Okay, the next one is on valuation and allocation. We want to make sure that whatever balance that we have, PPE balance that be included in the financial statement truly reflects its economic value at the reporting date. Yeah, these involve two things. We know that it involves two things, the cost and the accumulated depreciation. So we need to look at both. Yeah, for the value of the cost, you also need to check. For example, here, examine the client documentation supporting impairment of or write-off, yeah, of that particular PPEs. Or for the depreciation, you also need to test those depreciation. Make sure it is being calculated correctly and the depreciation rate is reasonable, reflecting the usable life of that particular fixed asset. Okay. Okay, that is about account balances. In addition to all that, we also can do substantive analytical procedures in relation to PPEs. These are some examples of analytical procedures that can be done in relation to PPEs. Yeah, we compare. That's what we do when we do analytical procedures. For example, we can compare the depreciation expenses for this year compared to last year. Depreciation expenses divided by gross equipment cost this year compared to last year, so that we can see whether there is possible misstatement in the depreciation expenses and accumulated depreciation. We can also compare accumulated depreciation divided by gross equipment cost with previous year, or we can also look at and compare monthly or annual repairs and maintenance, supplies expenses, small tools expenses, and similar accounts with previous year. Okay, so that we are looking for possible misstatement in terms of expensing amounts that maybe should be capitalized.